This has been something that happened, I guess, last night. And everybody is very unhappy about this. They're angry. They're upset. This is something that's been going on now for years on OnlyFans. Girls do this all the time. But I think now, like Lil Tay, well, let me just go ahead. I'll take a step back and just explain what's happening, right? But this is disgusting.
Lil Tay is flexing a new achievement. Days after the rapper turned 18 years old, she says she has amassed over $1 million on OnlyFans within 3 hours of creating her account. Tay shared a photo of her alleged earnings on Instagram August 3rd, in which she earned just over $1 million. She went on to chide her critics in another video, telling viewers,
"You hate on me all you want, you can't say Lil Tay ain't winning. So for everybody out there, do whatever the hell you want with your life. Who gives a f people have to say? And remember this. Lil Tay rich and finna get richer!"
In the dark underbelly of the YouTuber and streamer world, where ignorance can rake in cash, absurdity is celebrated as art, and talentless hacks earn millions by sabotaging and defaming others, there's no shortage of those willing to pull any crazy stunt, even risk their lives for a fleeting moment of fame. But none can outdo Lil Tay, one of the most extreme, shocking, and tragic phenomena the internet has ever produced. Self-proclaimed as the youngest flexer of the century at just 9 years old, Lil Tay stunned the world with videos flaunting supercars, flashing stacks of cash, and cursing like a seasoned rap star.
You already know what it is. Lil Tay, the youngest flexer of the century. I'm only 9 years old, but I'm richer than all y'all broke haters. This be my kitchen. It's bigger than your whole entire living room, and I got 4 more houses. More to your rent. My toilet costs more to your rent. Everything in my bathroom costs more to your rent. And see, this is my closet. Everything here be designer. Gucci, Louis, Versace.
Those words, whether naive or staged, turned the young girl into a global phenomenon, amassing millions of followers and being hyped by big names like Rice Gum, Jake Paul, and Chief Keef. But behind the glitz lay a story more horrifying than anyone could imagine. Family exploitation, prolonged psychological trauma, and a childhood stolen for fleeting fame. The climax came just after her 18th birthday, when Lil Tay re-emerged on OnlyFans, claiming to have earned over $1 million in just 3 hours, a move that left the public both shocked and heartbroken.
I no longer feel angry, only sadness and concern for the girl.
We once hoped she could rebuild her life, but this is a tragedy.
Lil Tay's comeback wasn't just a scandal. It was the tragic climax of a child, not yet grown, trapped in a whirlwind of money, power, and family control. It's a stark example of how society has failed to protect children from the temptations of fame and social media. Today, we'll uncover the truths buried beneath that glitz and reveal a story you thought you knew. What you're about to see will make you view Lil Tay and the world through entirely different eyes. In 2017, a brazen video surfaced and quickly went viral on social media. In it, a young girl calling herself Lil Tay, real name Claire Eileen Shehope, stood in front of a Mercedes-Benz, boasting about her wealth with shocking lines like, "My toilet costs more than your parents' monthly rent," or "My kitchen is fancier than your living room." Sporting dark sunglasses, a Gucci belt, and an LV bag, Lil Tay appeared as a miniature clone of wealthy hip-hop stars. She sat on a Rolls-Royce, tossed cash at the camera, used crude language, and relentlessly attacked her critics. Each video, just seconds long, brimmed with energy and a defiant attitude far beyond the moral norms expected of a child. It was this confident tone, arrogant swagger, and age-inappropriate profanity that quickly caught the attention of social media giants like Rice Gum and Jake Paul. They didn't just share her content, they collaborated with her, thrusting Lil Tay into the mainstream of internet culture. Within 2 weeks of creating her Instagram account, Lil Tay amassed over 1.2 million followers with fewer than 10 posts, an extraordinary feat for a child not from Hollywood.
Lil Tay has like 500,000 followers on Instagram. 700,000. She just went up by 300,000 subscribers in one day.
Soon after, she appeared alongside Chief Keef, Lil Pump, and even XXXTentacion, big names in the underground rap scene. Her diss videos, flaunting supercars and throwing cash, made her persona more extreme yet irresistibly captivating to audiences. She became the symbol of a new kind of dream: fast fame, instant wealth, no justification needed. To many, Lil Tay was no longer an individual. She was a phenomenon, a meme, a perfect product of an era obsessed with money, validation, and attention. And true to form, Lil Tay didn't need anyone to understand her. She just needed them to keep watching. Yet, as her flexing videos flooded YouTube's recommended feeds, the initial entertainment gave way to unease. How rich was this family really? How could a child speak and act so controversially? Where were her parents while all this was happening? Was this truly Lil Tay's personality or a performance orchestrated by someone behind the camera? As her fame grew, so did these questions. And with them, a creeping sense of unease began to slip between the likes and shares, as if something was deeply wrong but not yet clear enough for people to turn away. Because perhaps this child standing in the spotlight was reflecting a far more terrifying truth. A child who was not just a victim but might have also played a part in her own tragedy. And then, all doubts came crashing down when a leaked video in May 2018 exposed the raw truth behind Lil Tay's child millionaire persona. In the video, her brother Jason Tian, then about 16 years old, was seen directly coaching her every word, expression, and even ordering retakes if she wasn't bold enough. His words were caught clearly.
Bro, wait. Go back and say like, no, you broke.
Lil Tay be popping on YouTube right now.
You need to be like more ignorant. You have to be like, ooh, Lil Tay out here.
You still irrelevant, like I said last time. What do I say?
The rebellious child millionaire image collapsed instantly. The confident, audacious persona once celebrated as unique was revealed as a scripted act orchestrated by her own family. Jason controlled all video content, managed her Instagram access, and appeared publicly during live streams while adjusting login credentials. Worse, he reportedly turned down a multi-million-dollar deal out of fear of losing control. Later, he shamelessly launched a GoFundMe campaign, soliciting $150,000 under the guise of helping Lil Tay, only to raise $16,000, a sum that sparked questions: helping Lil Tay or helping Jason's bank account? But Jason wasn't alone. Her mother, Angela Tian, played a role in the charade, exposed for borrowing houses and supercars from real estate clients to use as props in Lil Tay's lavish lifestyle videos. When the truth came out, her company swiftly fired her, stating, "Lil Tay's video behavior has no place in the real estate industry. This wasn't content creation, it was a calculated exploitation of a child for profit." Even her father, Christopher Hope, a lawyer, couldn't escape the wave of criticism. Allegations surfaced that he imposed harsh discipline, subjecting his daughter to absolute control, forcing her to wear tight clothing, watch age-inappropriate horror content, and endure humiliating punishments. Many claimed, this father isn't protecting his child, he's managing her like an investment project. Yet when criticized, he played the moral card. "I'm not fighting for money, I'm fighting for my daughter's happiness and future." A hollow excuse, especially as rumors spread online about him seeking girlfriends on Craigslist. All three, brother, mother, and father, turned Lil Tay into a tool. A child programmed to become a YouTube millionaire, not through talent, but through shocking staged videos crafted by her family. As the public caught on, outrage erupted. One comment captured the sentiment of millions. "This girl didn't choose fame, she was forced into it."
She'll know nothing about flexing. It's her brother that runs her account, and it's her brother that tells her what to do, and it's her brother in her ear.
In August 2018, as the drama reached its peak, Lil Tay posted a brief message on Instagram, "Help me." 3 weeks later, all her posts were wiped clean. The prolonged silence worried fans. In a later live stream, Lil Tay revealed she was forced by her father to return to Canada under a court order, where she was banned from social media, barred from going out, and kept under strict control. Some viewers shifted from anger to empathy. No 9-year-old should live like that. Sympathy grew, not for the brash girl, but for a true victim of the fame spiral created by her own family. Yet, just as compassion emerged, another shock hit. On August 9, 2023, Lil Tay's Instagram account suddenly announced that she and her brother had died. The news spread like wildfire, reported by major outlets like TMZ, Insider, and Daily Mail. Social media flooded with condolences. But less than 24 hours later, TMZ's investigation found no death records in Vancouver or Los Angeles. Lil Tay reappeared, stating, "My brother and I are alive. My account was hacked. I'm completely heartbroken." Sympathy quickly turned to outrage. While some believed the hacking claim, most felt insulted. They no longer knew what was real or scripted. One comment summed it up: "This family has serious issues. Who jokes about death for views?" Another was blunt: "Every comeback is a new drama. It's beyond ridiculous." The fake death incident was the final straw. The public began questioning. If Lil Tay was truly a victim, why engage in such cheap stunts? Though pitiable, her personality had clearly been shaped by a toxic environment. A sharp comment cut deep: "How can an angel be born from demons who feed off their own child?" It seems Lil Tay is just like them, willing to do anything, even fake her death to stay in the spotlight. The online community became more divided than ever. Half sympathized, believing she was struggling to escape a toxic family. The other half turned away, convinced Lil Tay had become a perfect replica of those who exploited her. Amid the controversy, she pressed on, re-emerging weeks later with the music video "Suckers for Green," boldly declaring, "5 years later, y'all still broke. The queen is back." She didn't just revive old drama. She accused her father of orchestrating the fake death to seize her assets and scam charity funds. In a live stream, Lil Tay said, "My father ruined my life. He controls all the money and won't let me do anything." Whoa Vicky, a former collaborator, confirmed. Her brother runs the account and tells her what to do. Everything once suspected was now undeniable. Lil Tay's family had deliberately turned her into a tool for money, fame, and power. And they succeeded, until the puppet began pulling her own strings. But what no one expected was that the darkest part of this tragedy came not just from her family, but from Lil Tay's own choices as she entered adulthood. Right after turning 18, she made a highly controversial decision, joining a paid platform known for adult content. This move stunned even her most sympathetic supporters, leading many to turn away. It all began with a series of seemingly harmless posts and videos in July 20. Lil Tay, then nearing her 18th birthday, started hinting at launching an account on a paid platform. On July 22, she wrote on X, "If this post gets 10,000 likes, I'll seriously consider starting an OnlyFans." The next day, she followed up, "Should I drop the link right on my 18th birthday, July 29? Not stopping there, she posted a suggestive photo reminiscent of Sabrina Carpenter's Rolling Stone cover with a bold caption, "Should I recreate this photo if I launch OnlyFans on my birthday?" She released 10 consecutive short videos, including a shorts clip that garnered hundreds of thousands of views with the content,
"So it's my 18th birthday on July 29th, and every male has been counting down to it and literally telling me to drop the link the second I turn 18. Girlies, what do you think? Should I do it?"
On the surface, they seemed like probing questions, but seasoned social media users saw through it. This was a meticulously calculated campaign, from the timing of posts to the suggestive language and video content. Lil Tay framed it as seeking opinions, but in reality, she was rolling out a plan to commercialize her image in a controversial way. Despite being put in a reactive position, a large portion of her audience chose dialogue over judgment. Thousands of comments poured in, hoping to dissuade Lil Tay from a decision that could ruin her future. In an Instagram poll, 2/3 urged, "Don't post that link. Don't destroy the rest of your life." They didn't want to see a girl once exploited now turn herself into a consumable product. Yet, despite all the pleas, criticism, and warnings, at 12:01 a.m. on August 3, 2025, Lil Tay dropped the link to her OnlyFans account. No forewarning, no hesitation, no explanation. Within less than 3 hours, she claimed to have earned $1,024,298 $500,001 Tingwit. On Instagram, she boasted, "Not bad for 3 hours. Lil Tay is rich and getting richer," comparing herself to Bod Bobby, who famously made millions on OnlyFans at 18. What outraged fans wasn't just what she did, but how she did it. Abruptly, coldly, defiantly. They felt betrayed by the girl they once pitied and tried to protect, who now dismissed their sincere advice for money. Some clung to goodwill, but the prevailing sentiment shifted from sympathy to profound disappointment. Instead of staying silent or explaining, Lil Tay chose provocation. Not only did she flaunt her $1 million achievement in 3 hours, but she also goaded the online community with arrogant remarks. "I'm 18 now, where all my pay pigs at," she wrote. Using offensive language rather than showcasing autonomy, she further alienated herself from the standards her defenders once upheld. Perhaps the most chilling aspect wasn't the money or suggestive imagery, but the look in her eyes, one that believed criticism fueled her success. Statements like "my body, my choice," or "haters still gotta admit I'm good at making money" weren't expressions of freedom, but a distorted mindset where provocation was mistaken for strength and being hated was seen as victory.
Why are you on live and telling people you're gonna drop a link?
So I'm just gonna disappoint everybody that's been waiting since 2023 and even 2018 by not.
Bro, what in the Americanized capitalistic shit is this?
Capital? What? Everything is about the bag. You're just mad that you're broke. You're mad that no agency came to you before your 18th birthday and said, "Hey, we'll give you 30, 40 mil to drop a link." Am I right or am I right?
That's a flex. That's a flex. It's not.
I think 30
getting good
M's
grades
is flex.
contributing something to society.
I get good grades from school. Are you?
Bro, get the.
Are we? The link is dropping whether you want it or not.
Get off alive.
Each reminder didn't make Lil Tay step back. She took 3 steps forward. Every warning only elicited a defiant smirk and an even bolder move. The more she was criticized, the more brazen she became, as if opposition was fuel for an unchecked ego. It wasn't that she didn't understand the consequences, she simply didn't care. Step by step, Lil Tay dismantled the image the public had tried to preserve. No longer a victim, she became an agent. No longer a child exploited, but an adult choosing a distasteful path and framing it as an achievement. The situation spiraled when some images from the paid platform leaked, drawing attention from groups consuming suggestive content from newly legal adults, a disturbing internet phenomenon. In one photo, she wore a shirt reading "Peace Star in Training," a crass, mocking variant that the public no longer saw as fashion but as a defiant statement against criticism. Fans no longer saw a lovably bold Lil Tay. They saw a young woman commodifying her body, chasing cheap attention and money. From a rebellious teen icon, Lil Tay slid into being an extreme, controversial internet figure, and this time no one defended her except those paying to watch. If her past scandals always had forgiving fans, this time the anger turned to disownment. The poor little girl was gone. They saw an adult old enough and aware enough to be accountable for her choices. One wrote, "I felt sorry for her, thinking she was forced." But now she's choosing self-destruction. She's no longer a victim, she's complicit in her own downfall. Earning over $1 million in 3 hours was a financial win but a steep fall in human value. Lil Tay, once a symbol of teen bravado, now mirrors the dark side of digital fame, where money, ego, and attention trump dignity. Her story is no longer just a personal tragedy but a warning bell for a society failing to protect youth from the traps of fame, social media, and human commodification. The lingering question is Lil Tay truly getting richer when what she's lost is trust, her childhood memories, and her very character? Perhaps that question no longer matters. When what's lost isn't external but lies deep within a person's soul, no measure of rich or poor holds enough weight to define it. The greatest loss, ultimately, isn't in how others see her, but in who Lil Tay became afterward. When every reaction is dismissed as hate, every piece of advice twisted into prejudice, she seems to have entered the most dangerous territory, a delusion of self-validation. The illusion that attention equals victory. The illusion that money can replace responsibility. And worst of all, the illusion that there's nothing left worth preserving. The psychological damage may not erupt immediately, but will fester like every unhealed mental fracture. Lil Tay was once a child manipulated, shaped by distorted expectations. Now an adult, she carries the survival mechanisms of her childhood, seeking attention to exist, reacting extremely as a defense. In a world where social media feels like everything, she has every reason to keep performing instead of healing. But the deeper question is, how could a child be placed in such a situation by her own family? How could society watch a girl like Lil Tay be swept into the vortex of fame and lose herself? Her story isn't just a personal tragedy. It's a profound warning about the dark side of digital fame, where children are shaped not only by family but by algorithms, platforms, and the crowd's apathy. If it all stops at pity, the tragedy will repeat. It's time for society to act, not just to save one Lil Tay, but to prevent hundreds of others from being pushed down the same path. Protecting children in the digital space must become an urgent priority. Minors shouldn't appear in content that's boastful, controversial, or overly mature, consensual or not. Strong, clear legal regulations are needed to end the exploitation of children as engagement tools online. Social media platforms can't hide behind token warnings. When platforms like Instagram, TikTok, or X allow suggestive commercialized content from newly legal adults to spread unchecked, they indirectly enable serious consequences. Algorithms must be redesigned, not just to optimize views but to prioritize safety and dignity, especially for the vulnerable. Family education is the root. Lil Tay is the product of an environment that valued fame over maturity. From a brother directing her content, a mother disregarding professional ethics, to a father fighting for custody with possessive rather than protective intent. Society needs programs to teach parents not to raise famous kids, but to raise human beings. Mental health support for young celebrities is non-negotiable. Children can't navigate the scrutiny of millions, the pressure to succeed, or public criticism alone. Without specialized psychological support for child stars, fame, early or late, easily becomes a sophisticated form of trauma. But the most alarming issue lies in pop culture itself. When someone boasts of earning $1 million in hours and is hailed as a comeback, we must ask, what is success, and is it worth the deep wounds it inflicts? No child should step onto a stage with scarred feet and an empty heart. Finally, we must confront a painful truth. A segment of the public is drawn to those just crossing into adulthood, not for talent, but for warped expectations quietly nurtured beforehand. This isn't harmless curiosity. It's a sign of blurred lines between entertainment and exploitation. When an account turning 18 instantly attracts thousands for that reason alone, society must ask, what are we endorsing in pop culture? We can't keep calling this normal. We can't justify misplaced fascination just because it's legally permissible. We need stricter boundaries, a healthier cultural compass, and above all, an uncompromising stance against any form of exploitation, whether legalized or disguised as personal freedom. Because if we don't act now, Lil Tay won't be the last. It's time to protect the next generation. Lil Tay lost her childhood, endured profound psychological trauma, and her image is forever tied to exploitation and suffering. She lost over 200,000 followers after the Help Me drama, and thousands more after joining OnlyFans. Some private content from the paid platform was leaked illegally, raising fears that the consequences will haunt her indefinitely. A nostalgic fan wrote, "I miss the old Lil Tay, the energetic kid who made us laugh. Her deliberate choice to join OnlyFans, despite heartfelt pleas like 'your body is sacred, don't trade it away,' led most fans to turn away. If being coerced by her family was beyond her control, dropping the link was a conscious decision, marking an irreparable slide. Suspicions about her brother Jason's role, allegedly still profiting despite public disapproval, further fueled outrage. Lil Tay will never regain the childhood or sense of safety she deserved. Her legacy is a warning about the dark side of social media, family manipulation, and the tragedy of a child raised in an environment driven by material ambition. Can Lil Tay rediscover herself, or will she remain trapped in the glare of being the youngest flexer of the century? All that remains is the regret of those who once adored the confident 9-year-old. Her story underscores the importance of family education, the responsibility of social media platforms, and the need for regulations to protect children. Without action, more Lil Tays will be swept into the vortex of fame and lose themselves.